Back with another good one. Well, I guess you could say, figuratively speaking. Today's day 34. I'm sorry, day 35. Yesterday was 34. And going into today, I'm pretty sore from the previous couple of days, so I just built up to a heavy deadlift and kind of left it at that. But I think the main topic of discussion today is arrogance. For those of you who have not been watching, I'm currently going through Philippians, and I include a little verse in each of my videos, which is coming up here in about a minute. But today I was reading Philippians 2, and I thought one of the most important things that caught my eye was talking about not being selfish, and not looking out for our own interests, but looking out for the interest of others. And I've touched on this before in an earlier video about not being arrogant. And I think in the end of the day, when it comes to arrogance, it's all of how you want yourself portrayed, which I talked about a few days ago. You know, if you're going to be mopey and nasty at work, people aren't going to want to be around you and they're not going to think you're a professional. I think a lot of that has to do with arrogance. And I have spoken about this before. People have, with this modern day society, everyone says, look at me, all the fingers and eyes on me. People aren't really concerned about the well-being of others. Well, here is the verse coming up. We have Philippians 2:3. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourself. That is almost a golden rule for me. I know in Matthew, I think 6 or Matthew 7, there is the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated. I think that ties hand in hand with this, because if you think about it, how many of you can say that you have worked with someone who all they want to do is talk about me? And I know I'm guilty of it too. I find myself when I'm speaking with people, and I have to really, consciously tell myself to stop. But when I'm talking with people and, they're talking about things they like and things they do, I always find myself going, oh, me too. I love that. When it's not about me, I need to just relax. I need to let them continue talking. And as it says in Philippians 2, I need to take interest in others. I need to take interest in others. Whoever is first shall be last and last shall be first, right? We need to also find that healthy balance of, of course you don't want to love other people so much that you don't love yourself, right? You want to find that happy balance between, okay, I love myself and I'm confident with myself, and I know that if they want to hear about me, I will tell them about me. One of the coolest stories that just came to my mind was when my parents first met. My dad ran track and field at the University of Oregon, and he played basketball in one of the schools in downtown Eugene called Northwest Christian Community College for 2 years before he went and ran track at Oregon. And when he met my mom said what she loved about him so much was that she didn't even find out till, I think she said 3 or 4 months after they had been dating. She didn't even find out that he was an athlete, like a Division I collegiate athlete, because he was so humble he didn't talk about it. Little side note here, yes, I'm using the sheet again. As I've said, in the Midwest it gets really humid and muggy and my hands get really sweaty. So this sheet kind of acts like some chalk or like wraps on the bar. But yeah, I find that so amazing. My dad literally was so selfless. He didn't even mention he was a Division I, like elite top tier athlete at one of the greatest track and field universities in the world. My mom said it took 3 or 4 months just for him to even mention, or just for her to even find out that he did the high jump at the University of Oregon. That is selflessness. That is humility. That is what we should strive to be. Because then what does that say about you? Well, people see how kind of a person you are. People see how selfless of a person you are. People want to surround themselves around you especially if you're not so self-absorbed. And it's hard, nowadays everyone is so focused on becoming successful and rich and doing this and doing that all by themselves. And it's not a bad thing to want to strive for greatness and to strive for success. But in the end of the day, if God is not on your forefront, you're not going to be successful. If God is not on your forefront, it's become an idol. And we just talked about this at church a few days ago on Sunday, talking about how things can become our idol. Even our own kids, and I don't have kids, but our own kids can become our idol. And they shouldn't be, right? Because if we are doing God's plan and we are being selfless and allowing Him to be in the forefront and Him to be the one, Him to be at the top of the altar, He is going to allow the things that we want and we desire to happen. And if He doesn't, so be it. God's got a better plan anyways, like I talked about with Yusef. God knows better. God has a better plan. Well, kind of a short one for today. I hope you guys enjoy it. Today's day 35. I will see you tomorrow for day 36. I'm just unracking the weight here. Had a nice little heavy deadlift there, and I thought I could have maybe done another rep or two, but with how sore I was feeling, I decided, no, let's just hang up the shoes for the day. Okay, God bless you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.